I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce.
Good evening. Happy Tuesday morning to you all. I got smoked tonight. Shout out to Yuri Perez for giving it up in the 5th inning. Shout out to the Blue Jays for giving it up in the 8th inning. But yeah, anywho, I just had to get that off my chest. That was quite irritating. TV Jones, Spoon, how are you guys doing tonight? Spoon, how was your night?
Sitting 2-3 right now. The Blue Jays game really was definitely irritating. Cubs game this morning, oh my God, the Cubs are just terrible. Bases loaded, 1 out. Guy comes up, sees 1 strike in over 7 pitches and strikes out. After he just walked 3 guys in a row. Like, why are you even swinging the bat? Let him throw you a strike first. It was, oh my God.
Yeah, I actually kind of screwed that one up. I thought that was a doubleheader yesterday or today. I guess it's tomorrow. But
no, it got postponed tonight.
Okay.
Cubs got scared of losing their second game of the day, so they postponed it.
TV Jones, how was your day?
Not bad. If I get the Guardians of the Angels, I'll be up. So sit like 4-3 or something. So hopefully the Angels can pull off a miracle and win them both. But
I would love that because that means my over would hit if the Angels come back. So. Yeah, go Angels.
Fingers crossed. Shout out Info in the outfield. What a play in the 7th. Holy shit.
I mean, the guy's not a center fielder. The ball was over his head. It was a triple all the way.
Bro, you're in the majors. You got to catch that ball.
So, anyway, this first game, I would assume, are you guys both on Detroit? Because this is crazy. Hunter Brown on the road versus Tariq Skubal. Obviously, Houston at Detroit. Houston, a huge dog here. I really, really want to take Houston here. I'm not a Detroit lover, as everybody knows. Spoon, you can kick us off here. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I really like Houston too at this price. There's a really big chance this game gets delayed or possibly rain delayed in the middle of the game. I see chance for rain over 45% during first pitch and all the way throughout the night. I mean, the lowest it gets is 30%. So I could see this game being interrupted, and that means that Tariq Skubal is not going to be out there in routine. I think that's a lot of value. Anybody else the Tigers bring in is going to be a significant downfall from him. And his last few games, I mean, he's given up 3, 4, and 3 earned in his last 3 starts. Houston hasn't been hitting righties, but they have been hitting lefties. 3rd OPS over the last 14 days. They got Garrett Crochet, Max Fried, Mackenzie Gore, and 3 straight games. I think they can score enough runs. And I mean, Detroit, I'm sure they can get a run or 2 off Hunter Brown, but I think this is a spot where Houston's pretty live. I haven't bet it though.
TV Jones, can you talk me out of betting the Astros?
No, I don't. No, I mean, I'm with you guys. I like the Astros too. I mean, Hunter Brown, he kind of struggles a little bit versus lefties here. I mean, his first pitch strike is 47%. That's horrible. A 10.5 barrel percentage, but this fly ball is only 26%, so he can at least keep it on the ground. I mean, he does have a 447 xFIP, which is brutal. A sub 9% swinging strike, 20% K rate, 13% K rate. Last 30 plate appearances versus lefties, and there's 5 of them at least in the lineup, so that'll kind of hurt. But I just think this is a spot for Houston to bounce back. Who wants to back Houston after they got just embarrassed by Jack Flaherty of all people, and the Tigers put up like 10 runs today and hit like 6 home runs. I think the Tigers bats go a little quiet tomorrow. I see plus 156 with the old Astros here, so like they're sitting in my bet slip. I haven't fired yet, but I really want to play Houston at this number. Hunter Brown at plus 156 is crazy.
I think you guys are off here. I was leaning towards the Tigers. Yes, the Tigers hit right-handed pitching and they hit it home. So they hit Hunter Brown. This is affordable price for Skubal in a home start.
Yeah, Affordable price. Yeah, you should lay 175 and see how that works out for you. Astros on the money line for me as well. Whoever that voice was that just talked about the Tigers hitting right-handed pitching. They're 28th the last 30 days in OPS. They're 29th in WRC plus. They're 29th in WOBA. That barely gets better over the last 14 days. And let's just take a look at who the right-handed starters are. Jose Urena. Woo! Bailey Ober, Shane Smith, Jack Kokonowitz, Kyle Hendricks, Sebi Matthews, Zach Wheeler, Brandon Pfaadt, Ryan Nelson. Okay, they finally a month ago, they started seeing some decent people. I don't understand this Tigers price. I feel like some of it is because of, again, the Tigers have been playing much better because they've been playing the worst teams in Major League Baseball. Not that Houston has been playing absolute juggernauts, but Houston looked absolutely abysmal at home against Baltimore, and then they obviously didn't look good here today. I just feel like if they didn't get blown out here today and they wouldn't have lost by 12 runs on Sunday, I think this number would be in like the 125s, 130 range, something of that nature. Like, I just don't feel like it should be this big of a favor. Scooble's very good. I'm not trying to poke holes in that, but I think Hunter Brown is like very, very good as well, and he's way better than anything that the Tigers have seen from the right-handed side in the last month and a half. So it's definitely Houston for me.
I mean, and Scooble, last 30 plate appearances versus righties, he's one of the worst tomorrow. 538 xFIP, a 623 expected ERA, 14% walk rate, 17% strikeout rate, 20% barrel, and he's given 45% up in the air. So hey, the game ain't over yet, buddy. Game ain't over yet. All right. Still time.
Also, Houston, to that point with the righty bats, Houston's going to have 9 righty bats tomorrow in the lineup.
Tigers win comfortably.
Thank you.
All right.
Next game on the board. St. Louis on the road in Miami. It's just not my year. I mean, I have first 5 under 4.5. It closes at 4. Juiced under to the 4, and St. Louis scores 4 runs or whatever it was in the 5th inning. Just absolutely terrible. Spoiler alert, I kind of want to do the exact same thing, another under with these two teams. So, Trevor, you can kick this one off. I kind of want to play the under.
I don't know what I want to do with this game. I mean, St. Louis, their offense is awful. They came to life today. Edward Cabrera has been really good. Do I want to lay minus 140 with Miami? Absolutely not. This would be a spot I would just look at St. Louis because once Cabrera comes out, then it's the bullpen. McGreevy's been fine. Miami's offense is kind of whatever at this point as of late. So, I mean, plus 120, I'm tempted with that, but I'm probably not going to be playing this game whatsoever.
Spoot?
Yeah, I took that first 5 under 4.5 minus 120 at Bet365. Michael McGreevy struggled a little bit with lefties, but I mean, every time he's gone out to the mound, he's been very serviceable. His worst start is 6 innings, 4 earned runs versus the Dodgers. Same thing versus the Padres, only pitched into the 5th there. Outside of that, I mean, it's all quality starts. I think he pitches well versus this Miami lineup. You're only going to see 2 true lefties in the lineup tomorrow, and switch hitter and Xavier Edwards. And St. Louis just lost the bat of their own. Donovan hit the IL. Edward Cabrera's pitched really well this season. His last game out wasn't great, but I think this is a spot he can bounce back versus a Cardinals team who's dead last in every offensive category over the last month. 4.5 seems like a lot of runs for that first 5.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And McGreevy's, like you said, McGreevy's actually been pitching a lot better than people give him credit for. Really only 2 bad starts back-to-back really against those Padres. And besides that, he's been pretty decent. So, and then Cabrera coming off of a bad road outing against Cleveland, who's been really hot. But besides that, he's been essentially lights out at home and taking out that. I mean, you're replacing Brandon Donovan, who's essentially an all-star, with Lars Newbar at the top of that lineup, who's barely hitting 230 on the year. So it's just a big miss for St. Louis. So under for me. So next game on the board, Toronto on the road against Pittsburgh. I'm going to get my money back. I've already bet Toronto at minus 138. TV Jones, you're the Blue Jays whisperer. Am I crazy for betting Toronto again?
No, I want to bet Toronto minus 1.5 too. I mean, Toronto still got runs off of Skeens today. Now you got Mitch Keller. I know Mitch Keller's been all right, but he's not at the level of Paul Skeens. Scherzer loves to give up a first inning run, so I mean, maybe that happens. I don't know, Andrew McCutchen or something, but I would bank on probably not with this Pittsburgh offense. I mean, they were gifted 3 runs today. Shout out Schneeman or whatever the hell the guy was behind home plate today. That dude was dude's a piece of work. They didn't look great. I'll give them that. But they still managed to hang in there until the 7th, and then they committed a bunch of errors. So as bad as they played, they still were right there. I'll go Toronto -1.5. And 2, I wish Tommy Pham, biggest tough guy in the league. I hate that guy with a passion. Holy, that guy.
Bench is cleared for that.
Dude, wasn't he the guy who slapped Jock Peterson or something over a fantasy football trade or something?
But I don't know if he's a fake tough guy. I think he's actually
real.
He is. Notice the catcher was like, I wasn't talking to you. I wasn't talking to you, Tommy. I'm sorry.
Well, that dude looks 42 years old. He wants no part of that. But go get in Jose Ramirez's face and we'll see what happens.
Oh my God. Okay. I bet the Blue Jays at 138. One of the first bets I made for tomorrow. Max Scherzer has actually been somewhat decent for them, and he's actually been going deeper into games. His last 4 starts, 7 innings against the Cubs, 6 innings against the Dodgers, 6 innings against Kansas City, 7 innings against Detroit. So I trust Max Scherzer to pitch well here tomorrow. The Pirates, I mean, I don't think you guys need me to tell you, are terrible offensively. They're not getting to any righty starters. And Mitch Keller was really, really hot to start the year, kind of cooled down over the last month or so. Essentially went from giving up 1, maybe 2 runs a start, and now he's essentially given up 3 runs a start. I wish that there was a few more lefties in that lineup for the Blue Jays, obviously, but at the same time, I don't think it really matters. I think just Toronto has an advantage in every facet of this game. So, Spoon, are you with us?
No, I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr., there's a good chance he's not going to play tomorrow. Left the game with a hamstring injury, signaled over to the bench. They're doing an MRI on it tonight. As of now, I don't think there's any news out about it. It was a tight game. It was tied, I want to say, when he left the game. So it's not like it was broken open one way or the other, non-competitive. He's not leaving that game unless there's a real injury. So I'd be surprised to see him in the lineup tomorrow. As you talked about, Pittsburgh, their offense is terrible. Max Scherzer's been pitching really well. I think this is a spot for another first 5 under. Mitch Keller, like you can say he hasn't been pitching as well, but he gave up 6 earned runs to Milwaukee, and that's basically an average stat line to that team right now. And he gave up 5 earned runs in Colorado. That's not a terrible start in Colorado. Coors is really mean to a lot of pitchers. Outside of that, he hasn't given up more than 3 earned runs in his last 10 starts. First 5 under, I got -110.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I bet the Blue Jays at 138 at open. Vlad or not, I still think it doesn't really, for me, it doesn't really matter. I'd like to have him in there, obviously, but I still think Toronto's the better team regardless. So on to the next one. Hell yeah. Seattle on the road at Philadelphia. Bryce Miller is back, everybody. Thank God. It's about time. Unfortunately,
did you see his interview at the Little League World Series?
I did not, actually.
He sucks, dude.
Okay. Bryce, unfortunately, he has to face the Phillies in the bank and Christopher Sanchez. We all know what's all that about. So, TV Jones, I think we were all on the Phillies today, weren't we? Everybody on the Phillies today? Run across the board. So, TV Jones, what do you think about this one?
I never looked at the price. Someone in the voice chat said Philly was -118. I was like, okay, all over that.
For today?
But, yeah, he must have been a case of dyslexia because I see -181. So got a few numbers jumbled up, but Philly -1.5. Miller off of the IL. Seattle has not looked good. They've lost like 6 of the last 8 or 9 games. And now Sanchez, potential NL Cy Young winners on the bump at home. Breeze has been lights out for a long time. Minus the White Sox start. So it would be Philly -1.5 or Philly team total over in this one. Maybe Sanchez under earned runs, but or over outs. But I don't think any way you back Sanchez you can go wrong, and I don't think you can really go wrong backing Philly one way or another in this one. Seattle just hasn't looked good. You get swept by the Mets, you got some problems.
Unfortunately, I do agree with you. I would probably lay the juice with Philadelphia personally, but Spoon, do you see any way that Bryce Miller can not only fight back not pitching for a while, but fight back his battles on the road so far this season as well?
So if you look at his starts early on in the season, he was lacking velocity on his fastball. Like it was averaging like 96 or so. And last year, this guy was above 98 average with his fastball. Down in there in the minors, his last start, he got clocked at 98.5. So I think he's feeling a little bit better. He's dealing with arm pain. He got a cortisone shot in his arm. So while that cortisone is fresh, I'd say it's probably the best time to try to back him, because eventually it's going to start hurting again, and we're going to see numbers like we did earlier this season. I think it's too much juice to pay to try to back Philadelphia here. I kind of looked at the Seattle plus 1.5, but I'd just rather watch Bryce Miller, see what we get out of him. I think he should be on the mound for around 85 pitches. 75 was his last rehab start. So you're going to go dip back into that Seattle bullpen, who got worked a lot tonight. I think they came in like the third inning or something. So I think Philly probably wins the game, but it's too much for me to pay for it. It would be Seattle plus 1.5 or nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. Personally, I'm gonna watch this over the next hour to see what happens. I know Seattle has taken a little bit of money so far, but if I can get Philadelphia under 170, I'd probably hit it, just because they're so good at home and their bullpen has actually been a positive for them, which is, I think, is a +2. So Phillies for me. We'll see what happens though. I don't know if I actually do it or not. So
A rare Scoop sighting after midnight. This is usually past his bedtime. He came into the chat to say, for those of you who don't know Scoop, he's on in the fall and the winter for college football and college basketball, and he came on to say that he feels TV Jones has aged 30 years since college basketball season.
all right, next game on the board. Scoop, go to bed.
I was muted. I would say it's tough out here in these MLB streets every day, but I'm ready to start betting some Delaware State basketball again.
Well, especially now, because every time somebody loses a bet, it's like, football. Where is football? The real
Football, my
sport
best sport,
coming?
right around the corner.
Favorites don't ever lose
Yeah,
in football. What are we doing here?
I crush football every year. By mid-October, football's rigged.
This is rigged. Who's got the script, guys?
Football's the toughest market, too. It's
The most difficult sport to beat.
No one's ever lost at betting the NFL.
No.
Mets on the road in Washington as a heavy favorite. David Peterson on the road versus Jake Irvin. I would turn it over to Sauce on this one, because he knows as well as anybody Jake Irvin's about to throw a gem tomorrow.
Under.
But fair enough.
The
Spoon,
Mets
go
don't
ahead
hit
and start us
Jake
off.
Irvin, guys. This is our kryptonite. Jake Irvin becomes Nolan Ryan when he pitches against the net. We don't hit this guy.
Spoon, start us off, brother.
That plus 172 looks awfully tempting. David Peterson, his last game out, gave up 6 earned runs, 4 earned runs the start before that. That's a Cleveland and Atlanta. I'd put Washington right in the same bin of lineups as those two teams right now. They haven't been killing lefties. David Peterson is a little bit better in the spreadsheets at getting lefties out. But, I mean, if we look at Cleveland and Atlanta, the structure of those rosters, it's a bunch of lefties. So I could see them getting to it. And as bad as Jake Irvin's been, I mean, this is his spot to shine. As you guys already mentioned, he owns the Mets in his career. So that plus 170 is all I could look at. I'm not going to bet this game.
Oh, you had me until you weren't going to bet it. I'm really close. I think the under is probably a better call. I agree with Sauce, especially at 9. But TV Jones, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Jake Irvin, I like this guy when he plays the Mets, especially at home. He's a lot better at home than he is on the road at the Mets. He played them at home this year. 7 1/3, 5 hits, one earned, and then he went to the Mets. When was this? June 11th. 5 innings, 4 earned, 2 homers, 3 walks. He's just, and in his career, I mean, his last 2 versus the Mets, he's gone 15 1/3 innings, 1 earned, 6 hits. And only 2 walks versus Mets team. So, it'd be Nats first 5 or Jake Irvin over 15.5 outs. It's even money. I think Jake Irvin can at least go 6 against this team. He's had a lot of success. You got wind blowing in from right field about 7 to 9 miles an hour tomorrow with some overcast ability. Yeah, it's going to be cloudy too. So I think he'll be fine. Over 15.5 outs for Jake Irvin and Nats first 5.
I'm not typing that shit.
It would only be the Nats for me. both of these guys went over Jake Irvin's numbers versus the Nats. His, just for the record, this year and last year, his last 2 home starts against the Mets, 15 1/3 total innings, only 1 run and 12 strikeouts. So at home versus the Mets, especially the last 2 years, and you could probably go back a little bit farther than that, Jake Irvin has been fine. And just because the Mets won a couple games and they came through huge with us on Sunday Night Baseball, as Sauce would like to say, they're show ponies. You can't trust this team on a Tuesday when it doesn't matter right now, laying minus 200. But in all seriousness, I do think that Jake Irvin could pitch well against this team. And if David Peterson is just coming back down to earth where he's not giving you 7 innings of 1-run baseball every time he goes out, I think this game is a little bit more than a coin flip as we go later on in this game. So, yeah, Nats up for me.
Bet the Mets on primetime. Show ponies.
Next game up. Congratulations to the world. Congratulations to Spoon and TV Jones. You all got your Baltimore's bets. Congratulations. Trevor Rogers is God.
What do you mean you all? Boston was heavily bet today.
No. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Can
all
we
I
throw
saw
the
was
strength
Baltimore
schedule
bets.
thing out
Oh my
now?
God, Trevor Rogers. I knew it when I saw Ref Schneider go down, I was like, nope, I'm dead. So I needed that lefty in that lineup. But anyway, Walker, I give it up all the time. Bueller versus Sagano. Am I figuring it out? I don't know. Is he kind of figuring it out right now? Is either one of you guys want to take this one first? I don't know what to trust in this game, to be honest. And the over's at like 9.5 or 10. I don't want to deal with that. Spoon?
I mean, I just won an Orioles bet today. I feel like I robbed a bank. I'm not trying to go back there today. I do think Sugano's starting to pitch a lot better. 3 of his last 4 games, only 1 earned run, pitched into the 6th inning or later in all of those starts. Sandwiched in between that is 5 innings pitched and 3 earned runs to the Cubs. Not a terrible start. This Boston lineup, I'm not in love with them versus lefties right now, and versus righties, they're even worse. 20th in WRC plus in the last 30 days, 23rd over the last 14 days. Haven't really been getting to anybody. 1 off Alcantara, 1 off Hunter Brown, 2 off Arrighetti, 2 off Javier, 2 off Dylan Cease, your favorite pitcher in the world. So I think this is a spot where the Orioles are alive again, especially with Walker Buehler on the mound, but it's just not anything I'm trying to bet.
You can put, I'll just go really quickly. It's simple. You can put Baltimore up for me. This doesn't make any sense right now. I know that Boston is, I guess, the better team, but Walker Buehler has pitched well 1 time in the last, 2 months, it seems like. Or no, sorry, the 2 starts. 1 against Philadelphia, 1 against San Diego, both those on the road. Not that that's just this Orioles team is like killing the ball, but at least they're seeing somewhat decent starting pitching. I mean, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Taijuan Walker. I know that that's not a name that we love, but he has been pitching really well. I mean, Cade Horton has been pitching really well as well. So they've been seeing some decent arms. Again, there's a couple bad guys in there too, like Logan Evans and Jackson Perkins and stuff, but they got to those guys, JT Ginn. And like Spoon said, Sagano's been pitching somewhat decently, and it's not against terrible teams. And I like Boston versus lefties. I hate him versus righties. And he just went down the list. Sandy's been terrible this year. He looked like Sandy from 2 years ago. Hunter Brown. Arrighetti, what was that, his 2nd or 1st start? Same with Christian Javier. So yeah, they got 2 runs in 5 innings against guys that hadn't pitched in like literally a year. So it's really not that impressive. And for Dylan Cease to go 6 innings, 2 runs against you, I mean, just pack it up and go golfing. So it would only be Baltimore for me. I really don't understand this number at all. TV Jones?
Yeah, I want to bet Baltimore too. Sagano's look good. And there's going to be a ton of lefties in the lineup for Baltimore tomorrow. And Buehler's not been sharp the last 30 plate appearances versus lefties. He's got a 150 ERA, but a 6.57 expected ERA, 4.79 xFIP, only a 10% K rate, 13% walk rate. His swinging strikes sub 8%. He's not getting whiff. He's not getting outside the zone swing. So, I mean, Baltimore's hitting. Buehler's been struggling. I think Baltimore can get it done here, either money line or team total over. I know it's not ideal weather tomorrow, wind blowing in 4 to 6 miles an hour, 67 degrees, but Buehler hasn't been sharp. Sagano's starting to look better. Baltimore's offense is starting to come alive. So I'll take the Orioles here tomorrow again.
Absolutely. And
the
for
crowd,
everybody,
the crowd is starting to turn on TV Jones. Someone called him Radio Jones. Someone else said TV Jones don't talk so much.
Oh, it's okay. TV.
You know
Jones,
what? I'm going to talk so much more now.
every stream me and my wife can count. You can get Toast is a yapper, Toast is on drugs. Every single one. It's just a matter of which one comes first.
Both
Toast
facts.
is toasted.
All right. Man, White Sox. Next game is White Sox on the road against the Braves. Shane Smith for the White Sox, Bryce Elder for Atlanta. Spoon, did you actually end up playing that over? I'm pissed off that I didn't play it.
It was so free. I said on the
I
show
know.
I either want Atlanta over or the full game over.
So dumb.
I kind of went back and forth with it and just left it alone. They both hit. Everything hit as far like if you had a player prop parlay in this one, I'm sure you're just absolutely to the moon right now. This game was nuts. I almost thought the Braves were going to come back and win it, but
So did I.
looking at this game tomorrow, just Bryce Elder on the mound. Every time he comes up to the mound, I just want to fade him. Had a good start versus the Mets, 7 innings pitched, just 2 earned runs on 7 base runners. But this White Sox team is hitting better than the Mets right now. And I don't see any reason they can't get runs off Elder. Shane Smith, if we want to go through the rotation, this is probably their best pitcher. Hasn't allowed more than 2 earned runs since the 6th of July, so over a month now. I think this is a White Sox first 5 spot. You can get plus 135 on the money line. I think you can get even money on the plus a half. I haven't bet it, but that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I was kind of trying to play another over myself. There's an 8.5 pretty juiced hanging out there. That's what I was kind of looking at. Just because this Atlanta team is kind of starting to heat up offensively. Whether they win or lose, I could care less. But offensively, it seems like they're figuring it out. And Shane Smith does struggle versus lefties, and Atlanta's going to be able to throw out, 6-7 lefties there tomorrow. So Michael Harris being that one of those lefties who seems to be on a different level right now. So it'd be over 9 for me. I don't know if I'm there. I will say Bryce Elder has looked decent 2 of his last 3 starts, but both of those were on the road that he looked decent. His home starts have not been pretty in any way, shape, or form. So a 5.89 ERA and a 4.17 xFIP at home on the season. Actually, I'm sorry. That's just regular numbers. It even gets worse at home. It doesn't matter, but it even gets worse at home. So over. TV Jones.
Yeah, to your point, you have to go back to May 14th, the last time he didn't give up 3 or more at home in a start this year for Mr. Bryce Elder. White Sox over 3.5 minus 130. They're hitting the ball. You got Elder and then this bullpen. If Elder comes out and shoves, cool, I'll go down with the ship. But this White Sox offense, they went nuclear tonight on Strider. Bullpen got used up a little bit, and now you get Bryce Elder and this bullpen. Yes, Elder's looked good lately, but to Toast's point, at home he's been abysmal. So I'm going to go over 3.5, and if they don't score 4, so be it.
Yep, I always say they could have my money. They don't. So Yankees, next game up. Yankees on the road in Tampa Bay. I have a bet in this game. I don't love it. I'll wait. TV Jones, what's your thoughts?
I mean, this is New York back in their spring training stadium, so they're used to it. 8.5. I kind of just want to go over. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's winds blowing in tomorrow, like 6 miles an hour. But I mean, the Yankees have started to really hit. Tampa, I think they can get a few off of Rodon in this bullpen. Assuming Devin Williams doesn't come in before the 9th. Where he is good if he comes into the 9th, just pencil in another run or 2 at least. No, you look at the splits for if he pitches in the 9th, it's like a 6 ERA. If he pitches before, it's like a 2 ERA. Any point if he comes in before the 9th. So I mean, I don't know how we know this, and then Aaron Boone's just like, you know what, wheel him back out there. This is the time he figures it out, and he just keeps getting rocked. So, whatever. I like the over. I think the Yankees can do most of the heavy lifting. Maybe a Yankees team total. The money line is tempting. They have started to look good again. Like they're starting to hit and figure it out. But I like the over a little bit more. I think Yankees get 4 or 5 at least off of this team and this bullpen at least. And then I think the Rays can score a little bit too. So I like the over 8.5.
Spoon?
Yeah, I looked at that total for a little bit, but the weather in that park, it seems like the later the game starts, the less hitter-friendly that park really is. With the wind blowing in, temperatures dropping, it's not the same offensive weather as you see during the day. I ended up betting the Yankees minus 135 on ESPN Bet.
Let's go.
I know it's the Yankees. You got to lay juice with them. It's not ever that fun to do, but I don't think Shane Baz is pitching that well right now. I don't think he matches up that great versus the Yankees lineup. As Trev talked about, this is their spring training facility. They built this park. They have a huge fan base in the area. I expect to see more Yankees fans than Rays fans there. The Yankees are in the middle of a playoff push right now. They're 4 or 5 games back of the Blue Jays, and there's 6 teams live in that wild card race that they're currently leading. They need wins, and Tampa Bay Rays are one of those teams alive in this wild card race. This is a big series for them. Rodon pitches well in big games. He's coming off a really good start versus Minnesota. I don't see any reason he can't do it again here tomorrow.
Someone asked what I'm doing. Oh, you guys can't see it. Never mind. I was going to show you the Texas depth chart, but I guess you can't see it.
100% agree with Spoon. I played the Yankees as soon as this line dropped at -130. I would play it up to 140, 145 if you have to. I wouldn't love 145, but I think that this Yankees team gets talked about in so many different ways, but when they're doing things that are positive, it's almost like you hear crickets. Like, I don't think that with the narrative around this Yankees team right now that you would believe that they're 7-3 their last 10. They're playing really good baseball right now. And on top of that, you have a Rays team that's not really playing good baseball right now. Like 5-5 their last 10, 11-19 their last 30. I mean, it's been kind of a struggle bus for them. And you have Rodon, who I will give you, I'm not the biggest Rodon fan, but at time, and his road numbers aren't fantastic. But if you look at this Rays team versus left-handed starters, I mean, it's really, really bad. And first of all, they're one of the worst home lineups in Major League Baseball over the last month and a half. They've been one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball versus left-handed pitching the whole season. And over their last few, I mean, it looks somewhat decent if you look at their game logs. But Jacob Lopez pitched a gem against them. He's been pitching fantastic. Then they got 4 off of Jeffrey Springs and Tyler Anderson. But as TV Jones will tell you, Tyler Anderson rolls out of bed and gives up 3 or 4. So I'm not impressed there. The Blake Snell start they got 3 off of, it was 2 Yandy Diaz home runs, if I'm not mistaken. So it's really not that impressive. I mean, Max Fried came in and pitched 6 2/3 of 2-run baseball against these teams, and Max Fried can't pitch to save his life right now. So I don't see where Tampa Bay holds any advantages in this game. I know that you can point and laugh at the Yankees bullpen at times, but the fact of the matter is Bednar's rested and ready. Luke Weaver's rested and ready. Duvall and Leiter are all rested and ready. So if we see Devin Williams and he gives it up, I guess like Trevor said earlier, they can have my money. But I think getting the Yankees under 140 is an absolute steal in this situation right now, especially with the way that they've been playing. Next game up.
Merrill Kelly's on the IL.
Another one of my losses today. Yes, it will not be Merrill Kelly. Texas on the road against Seth Lugo. As Trevor just talked about, you're not going to see Merrill Kelly. Do we have an official who it's going to be in replace of him, though, is my question, because I don't think that we do, right?
I don't see anything right now. Let me do some scouring real quick. I'll get back to you.
Spoon, do you have anything for this one?
I have a big lean to Texas Rangers. I thought Merrill Kelly was pitching this game when I capped it, though.
Yeah, Trevor, where is this at? Where do you find this at?
Merrill Kelly's not on the IL.
Are you sure? I thought I saw something earlier today when I was just wasting time at work.
Have you been smoking dust, TV Jones?
Trevor, I'm trying to be supportive here to you, and you made me look like an idiot.
No. Hold on.
No,
Hold
he's
the
not.
phone.
Spoon,
Hold the
muted.
phone.
Trevor,
I
you're
saw
muted. Spoon,
something.
go.
All right, Texas Rangers money line here. Merrill Kelly's been pitching really well. I don't think he's injured or on the IL right now. I bet this at plus 100 on BetMGM. Seth Lugo on the other side. This guy's given up 13 earned runs in his last 2 starts. Hasn't made it through 8 innings between them to a Washington lineup and a Minnesota lineup that has quite a fair amount of lefties in it. We look at Lugo's splits: 1.4 whip to lefties, 4.62 xFIP. That's Josh Smith, Seager, Jock Peterson, Evan Carter. So, and Yonaheim. There's quite a few lefties that can get to him. I think this is a good spot for Texas to come back and get a win. I was on him yesterday and lost. I'm going to go right back to the well.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go check in to a place about betting the Rangers. I just bet this team, I think, way too much. Trevor, did you figure it out yet?
Yeah,
Trevor,
I must have got
Trevor,
ball sacks.
do you see Merrill Kelly in the room with us right now?
No, I got Ballsack Sports or MLB Central, whatever the hell.
God.
I got at my on my lunch break today.
That's
Hand
fair.
up. Yeah, I don't know. I still like the Royals. They're at home. They're starting to look a little. They're looking a little better. You know, I don't really.
No, they
like
have been
this
playing.
Texas
They've
offense.
actually been playing a lot better. No one's talking about it. Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge fan of this Texas offense. Like, it's not like they go berserk or go nuts very often. So if they do tomorrow and they beat the shit out of Lugo and in this bullpen, so be it. But I think, I think the Royals can actually do something here tomorrow. At home, off of a big win tonight, I think they can carry it over and get it going. So I like Kansas City here. Will I bet it? Probably not. But I do lean Royals more than this Rangers offense.
Yeah, it would only be Texas for me. Probably jump in as well with Spoon. I guess I didn't understand. Seth Lugo hasn't really been pitching that well, and he's not going deep into games, and that's what kind of bothers me. And he's not facing like good competition. I mean, he's getting rocked by Minnesota and Washington. And I said this last night. I know that Texas isn't playing well, but they're also playing upper level competition like Toronto and Philadelphia and the Yankees, and Arizona has been playing a little bit better. I know that they're like a AAA team, but Kansas City's been winning games, and I will give them credit. They've been playing really well, but they've also been playing teams like Washington, the White Sox, Minnesota, stuff like that. So I do think that the level of competition is greatly different for both of these two teams. So Merrill Kelly has pitched well for the Rangers so far. I don't see I'll be on the Rangers. I don't see why we're getting this number, to be honest with you guys. I feel like Seth Lugo should not be commanding this type of price personally, but what do I know? Next game on the board, Oakland on the road at Minnesota. Jacob Lopez, man, what a really good pitching matchup that a lot of people probably aren't going to notice with Jacob Lopez and Joe Ryan on the mound. I know that Jacob Lopez has been pitching fantastic. Obviously, Joe Ryan's a household name. Spoon, I know you're a big fan of Jacob Lopez. Why don't you get this one off for us?
Yeah, Athletics first 5 plus a half minus 118. This is a really great pitching matchup. I looked at the first 5 under as well. Joe Ryan, I mean, he's been lights out for a good chunk of this season. The last time he gave up more than 2 earned runs was to Washington on the 26th of July. This guy's just pretty much walks out there and gives you a quality start. But Jacob Lopez has been doing the same thing. He hasn't given up an earned run since the 26th of July. And that's 4 starts over 20 innings there. The big problem with this kid early on when he was coming up in the minors was his ability to control the outside pitches. And he would just try to throw it at the edge of the zone a little too much and end up walking guys, fall behind in the count. And he's not been doing that. He's been hitting a lot of the batters with first pitch strikes and just attacking them. He's got a really good slider, a really good fastball. I'm not scared of this Minnesota Twins lineup right now. They have been hitting a little better of recent, but versus left-handed pitching over the last month, they're 22nd in baseball. Over the last 14 days, they're 27th. Skubal went 7 on him. Rodon went 7 on him. Didn't get an earned run off Noah Cameron. Joey Cantillo was the last guy that didn't have a good start against them, and that was 4 earned runs in 5 2/3. I have Lopez quite a bit above Joey Cantillo right now, so I think Jacob Lopez keeps us in this for the first 5. I'm not trying to back the Athletics bullpen to try to get a full game money line out of this, but I think Joe Ryan is susceptible to give up runs just like anybody else, and this Athletics lineup can get it with one swing of the bat. There's 4 or 5 guys in here that just hit absolute nukes. This is a pretty big outfield out there, so maybe there's a lot of doubles, singles kind of game, but Jacob Lopez is used to pitching in the most offensive friendly park in baseball this season. So I think this is going to be a walk in the park in comparison to that park. And this isn't a lineup that's better than any of the ones he's seen recently. So that first 5 basically bet itself for me.
TV Jones.
Yeah. The minus 156. What? And what are we doing? No, Athletics money line. I see plus 138. I mean, to his point, the last 18 lefties they've seen, the Twins, they've gotten 3 or more off of 3 of them. They just got Skubal for 3. Congrats. Joey Cantillo 4. Then you have to go back to Patrick Corbin and June 12th. They got 3. Other than that, they were hitting lefties decently well May 6th and earlier. They haven't hit lefties. Their lineup, yes, I know they were hitting a little bit, but they've kind of just come back to earth. And Lopez has been a monster. And the A's are hitting. I mean, the last righties they've seen, they've gotten 5, 2, 5, 4, 6, 1, 0, 2, 4, 5, 6. Like they're hitting righties right now, and they're not hitting bums. I mean, you're getting Brian Wu, Pepio, Rasmussen, Soriano. Like they're hitting these guys. So I think obviously they're not going to put up 7 or 6 runs on Joe Ryan, but I don't have faith in this Twins offense to lay minus 156. Give me the A's money line here tomorrow.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with both of you guys. I was thinking about actually sprinkling both first 5 at plus 120 or more, and then full game at like the 30. But you can just put A's money line for me, Sauce. I know it's weird, but this Oakland offense on the road is like better than they are at home in that AAA ballpark. They're a top 3 offense on the road, depending on what category you look at over the last 30 days, top 10 over the full season. So this offense, this Athletics team on the road has been just fine, and versus right-handed pitching, they've been decent as well too. I mean, Drew Rasmussen pitched well against them, but I mean, they got 4 runs off of Baz in 7 innings, 4 off of Brian Pepio. They got to Brandon Young, who doesn't. Sagano pitched well against them, but got to Brian Wu, got to Logan Evans, got to Descalfani. So, I mean, again, is there a couple guys here and there that pitch well against them? Yes, obviously that's baseball, but this Twins team is doing really nothing versus left-handed pitching. They had a random game versus Skubal where he gave up 4, and like Spoon mentioned, the Cantillo start, but this Jacob Lopez kid has been fantastic. I don't expect him to give me 0 like he's been putting up his last 4 starts. It kind of scares me, but if he just gives me 2 or 3, I think that we're going to be just fine here. And that Athletics bullpen has actually been performing at a pretty decent level over the last month. They're like a top 10, top 15, probably a top 10 unit over the last month or so. So yeah, this price is absolutely ridiculous. Athletics up.
Someone in the comments says when Toast and TV Jones agree, they're hitting at 86% this year. Not fact checked.
No need to fact check it. Just take it for what it is.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, guys.
I saw one of the comments saying the Athletics are playing for nothing. What are the Twins playing for?
Yeah, and why would you be laying minus 160 with them?
No shot. If the Twins win, cool. All right, I'm not laying 156.
By like 2 games in the win column.
Brewers on the road at Chicago. You 2 guys can figure this out. It is a doubleheader, though, right?
Yeah, the graphics.
This is the doubleheader.
The graphics are out of order, so this game is at 2:20 p.m. For some reason, it put it in its normal spot. So this is actually the first game.
Okay. I don't play doubleheaders. You guys know that. So TV, whatever. If do either one of you guys actually have a play on this game, we'll go there.
I'm going to stay off this. I think this is take the Brewers in both games. If I was going to try to cap it with no bias, but I can't cap this game with no bias. Brewers versus left-handed pitching recently. They've been destroying left-handers. Obviously, Cubs pitcher's been pitching really well this season, but he just gave up a few runs. I don't see any reason he can't give up a few more today. I kind of looked at the over 7 in this first game as well. The wind is blowing in like 9 miles an hour from the outfield towards home plate, and that always makes it hard to score in Wrigley. And these teams are going to treat this, I imagine, like a playoff game. The Brewers want to put the Cubs as many games behind as they can, and the Cubs don't want to give up on this division. So I think the good bullpen arms will come in, but the Brewers don't score their runs off home runs. They play a lot of small ball. They steal bases, and I think 7's just too low of a total.
TV Jones.
Power friendship money line. I got plus 125 with the Brewers, and I'm going to take them game 2 also. Chad Patrick, I will say, not been sharp in the minors. His last couple starts, he's given up 4, 6, 1, and then 2, 2, 2. So I mean, like as of late, he hasn't been sharp. He gave up 6 home runs the last 2 games too, and 6 walks. But there's a difference between the Durham Bulls, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, and the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. They can hit. Cubs can't hit. They're awful. You had to sit Kyle Tucker because he looks like me at the plate. If I was stepping into a box against a major league pitcher, he can't hit anything. This is Brewers money line game 1, game 2. Don't worry about it. Not to mention the Cubs had to use their bullpen after the 3rd inning today because Horton got a blister or something, so they had to pull him out. Yeah, this is Brewers money line both games. Chad Patrick is back, and if there's a spot for him to get right, it's against this Cubs team. They're god awful. Craig Counsell will inevitably just make some horrible decisions and blow this game per usual. So fly the L tomorrow, Chicago. Brewers up both games.
God damn it. Again, I'm not betting it because I don't really bet doubleheaders, but I will say this: not betting it again. So comments you can sound off, but Matthew Boyd has been really good. Spoon's kind of neglected that he gave up 2 runs against Toronto over 7 innings, so it's not like it was a bad start. The start against St. Louis wasn't great, but I mean, he has been Matthew Boyd has been pretty good, and I have made a lot of money with the Brewers, or a decent amount of money. I haven't been playing them every day, so this isn't me trying to take shots at the Brewers, everybody. So comments just slow down. But if you look at the list of names that the Brewers have seen as far as right-handed or left-handed pitching, not impressive at all. Would make sense that they're having a lot of success over the last month and a half, 2 months against them. I'm not going to go over the list. It doesn't matter. I didn't bet the game, but the best name on that list is the guy that they're about to see, and they absolutely slaughtered him. So getting the Brewers at plus money again should absolutely be free. You can put up the Cubs for me. I'm not going to bet it, but if it get down to a pick 'em, I might actually play just so I can shove it in TV Jones's face.
You're going to play the Cubs.
No, but I really want to. I really, really, really want to.
You might actually play it so you can shove it in TV Jones's face.
Correct.
Got
You
it.
can make a little graphic if you want.
I mean, feel free. You know, I'm not your financial advisor, but if I was, I would say,
Thank God.
Don't bet against the Brewers. Hey, I bought a yacht. All right, I've got a yacht coming in. That's how much money I made on the Brewers.
Does it float?
Oh, it floats.
Okay.
He's in Wisconsin.
We're going to Barbados.
Yeah,
We're going to
that's right.
Barbados in December.
A yacht is like a little pool toy in Wisconsin. It's not like an
gonna
actual
say,
yacht.
yeah, it's like one of those Duckworths. Dodgers, big win tonight. Oh, wait, they lost to the Rockies.
Well,
You hate to see that. Emmett Sheehan on the road in Dodger Stadium versus Austin Gomber. I was looking at this game. The Dodgers team total is 7.5. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. So I don't really have anything on this one. It would be over or pass for me at this 12. I don't really trust Emmett Sheehan. I know that he has pitched somewhat decent for the Dodgers this year, but not a guy I'm in love with right now. I think he benefits from the lineup behind him. But regardless, it would only be over for me. TV Jones?
Yeah, I mean, Sheehan's been all right his last couple. I mean, you got Gomber the Goober on the bump here, and he's just doing what he does best, and which is not much. Just giving up runs, walking guys, giving up dongs. 6 home runs his last 3 games for a whopping grand total of 15 earned. Also, he's just not sharp. I think that Dodgers total is high for a reason. It's the bullpen that I don't like. I'm assuming the Dodgers' first 5 is like -1.5. As disgusting as it is, that's how I would play it. Just don't even include the bullpen. But I think Gomber the Goober gets shelled up, and the Dodgers take advantage early. And then I want no part of that bullpen. So first 5, -1, 1.5, whatever the hell it is, listed is how I would do this.
It'd be first 5 -1.5, -110 would be the bet. Spoon?
Okay, we're laying juice to win by 2 in the first 5.
Spoon, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean that team total is set at 7.5 for a reason. Austin Gomber's got a 7.11 ERA at home on the full season, a 1.74 WHIP. This Dodgers team matches up really well against them as well. Like, he struggles more with lefties than he does righties. I thought it was a rocky spot yesterday, but it's definitely not today. I think Emmett Sheehan has pitched really well on the season. Gets kind of overshadowed just because of all the big names over there, but he's only had really 1 bad start. I guess 2 if you count the Milwaukee Brewers. But this is just too much juice to lay with the Dodgers. I'm not taking a team total over 7.5, but if I were forced to play this, that team total is probably what I'd do. I think every time we see these giant team totals here at Rocky or at Coors and the weather's pretty nice, I think it gets there, and it's too big of a number for me, but that's what I'd play.
Since June 25th, the Dodgers have scored more than 8 runs in a baseball game twice. So,
Brewers
we'll
do
see
that
what
in a week.
Biggest bet of the season, Reds Angels.
TV Joe.
Okay.
Hold on, let me set it up for the audio people. Reds on the road at the Angels. Hunter Green, Kyle Hendricks. Go ahead, TV Jones.
I honestly can't believe the Reds won a game after winning the Super Bowl.
They tried to give the game away, and the Angels couldn't take advantage. You got Rengifo out there, like looking like he's in the Little League World Series, not knowing how to play a fly ball. I mean, Ellie, that triple, whatever it's Ellie, he's fast as hell. But I mean, like the Angels had base runners that felt every inning, and they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. Nobody's gonna want to back him here. Hunter Green's the man. He's the GOAT. This and that. I want to go back to the Angels tomorrow. Plus 124. They had a ton of runners. Hunter Green did come back and look pretty good, but I think traveling now, Angels, with all the chances in the world tonight, couldn't make it happen. I think they score some runs tomorrow and can get this done. I mean, let's not forget, I bet Kyle Hendricks' last start and they won, and it was a nice plus price. So I'm going to run it back with my guy, Kyle the Professor Hendricks. Let's get this done tomorrow in Anaheim. Halos up.
Spoon.
Yeah, I was looking at a first 5 under here with Hendricks and Green. Hunter Green looked absolutely dominant his first start out there. 3 hits, 0 walks. The walks are what we're worried about with this guy. Angels lineup's not very disciplined. They swing and miss a lot. I think it's probably a good matchup for him. And Kyle Hendricks, he looks pretty serviceable out there the first 2 times through the order, but as soon as he sees it a 3rd time through, he's getting hit up. So that's probably what's going to keep me off, just in case they get through an extra time. But I like that first 5 under. I don't like the full game under with these 2 bullpens, but I would also lean the Angels for a side.
I bet the Reds already at minus 130. I think they were able to save all their major bullpen arms tonight. Hunter Green has been fantastic. He's pitched decent on the road. I know that this Angels team has been hit or miss offensively, but I don't really worry about them getting to Hunter Green, and the fact that the Reds got to save all their bullpen arms kind of pushed me over the edge. So I think that the Reds are one of these teams that I'm going to be trying to play on over the next couple weeks as they try to fight for a playoff spot. And then on top of that, I know that the Angels numbers versus righties are great, or have been good, but I mean, you got to Ohtani and Yamamoto in that series versus the Dodgers, and I mean, it's Charlie Morton. They got 6. I mean, it's just a lot of really big numbers. If they're not putting up 4 or 5 runs, they're not really doing much. So for me, it's more of a question is, do I think that Hunter Green gets rocked tomorrow? And my answer in my head is no. Especially considering the fact that the Angels really only have one true lefty that you have to worry about in Shamwell. So I have a hard time believing that Hunter Green doesn't pitch well tomorrow. So I didn't know that Cincinnati was minus 150 now. I bet them at minus 130. Good 35. Good gracious. But yeah, Reds up for me. Next game on the board. Giants in San Diego, taking on the Padres. Kiwi Tong on the mound for the Giants. I hope I did that right. I tried. And Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Padres. Absolutely ridiculous showing from the Padres and Nestor Cortez. I hope they send his ass back to Milwaukee tonight. Spoon, you can take us away here.
It's hard not to just go straight to the Padres team total. Obviously, with this price, you can't lay it on the money line or the run line, but Kiwi Tong just saw this lineup, gave up 6 earned runs, didn't make it out of the 2nd inning, 8 base runners in 5 outs. Not a very impressive start by any means. I don't expect him to bounce back. I think the Padres are licking their chops, getting ready to face him tomorrow, and Nick Pivetta he's been pretty much lights out. The last 2 months, he's had maybe 1 hiccup versus the Boston Red Sox where he gave up 5 earned runs, but that was over 6 innings. And I don't expect this Giants lineup to get to him tomorrow. They've been hitting right-handed pitching all right, top 10 in baseball over the last 14 days, but they haven't been facing Nick Pivetta. Padres minus 1.5 or Padres team total.
TV Jones.
Yeah, it would be Padres like minus 1.5 or something. I mean, the Giants. What did they do after that first inning tonight? Absolutely nothing is the
Nothing.
answer. And Cortez is hot trash. He's not good. I know they got to Tang, and I think they'll be able to again. And Pavetta's been fine. I don't really trust the San Francisco offense. I mean, we saw him hit 3 home runs tonight. They got 4 runs and squeaked by after they were up 4-0 in the first. They did nothing after that. So I think Pivetta will be just fine. I think this Padres offense is ready to get back out there and score some runs. And now they get a guy they just saw and just absolutely smacked around. So I like the Dodgers on the run line tomorrow. Or Padres. Why do I keep saying Dodgers?
I know what you meant. Yeah, I mean, you could put the Padres up for me. I wouldn't bet him at this price. I said going into the game tonight that Nestor couldn't be trusted. He had faced some weak lineups, and obviously he got. So I just also think I'm not worried about the Padres, but there's just so many question marks and how they're going to deal with. I mean, now that Merrill's not 100% with the ankle, I mean, how are you going to play O'Hearn and Laureano, and O'Hearn's not even playing with us? And I just think there's a lot of conversation around Luis Ariz as well. I don't want to hear it about Fernando Tatis. He's like a top 10 player in the National League. So if you're worried about Fernando Tatis, figure something else out. Worry about Luis Ariz or something like that. But just way too many questions for this Padres team right now to be laying this big of a price against a team in their own division. So do I think the Padres win? Yeah. But would I pay that price for them? Absolutely not. So next game on the board, last game on the board. Shout out Cleveland. I think, did we all bet Cleveland last night? Me, TV Jones, Spoon, you won Cleveland last night or tonight?
I didn't end up betting it, but I think I put it up.
Yeah, me and TV Jones finally got paid. That was nice. But Tanner Bybee on the road versus Mr. Edwin Rodriguez. TV Jones, you can start this one off. I don't know if I actually have the balls to go back to Cleveland. Eduardo Rodriguez, sorry, I said his name wrong. But regardless, I don't know if I have the balls to go back to Cleveland. What about you?
You're muted, bud.
He sounds better that way.
Good catch. Eduardo Rodriguez, his xFIP is 370. That's like 3 points lower than his current FIP, but his expected ERA is still 10.22. Sub 17% strikeout rate. He isn't walking guys, but he's not getting whiff. He's not getting swinging strikes. He's falling behind. Only a 50% first pitch strike and 12.5% barrel, 50% hard hit. Last 30 versus lefties, and that's all Cleveland has. Granted, Cleveland's offense does not look great. Shout out Brian Rocchio for winning us that game.
For real.
Yeah, Rocchio, and who was it? Dreyfus or something?
The rookie kid or whatever.
Yeah. He looks 42. He took his batting helmet off, and the dude's got a horseshoe. He's balding. But shout out him for getting it done. So I want to go back. I know Gaddis came in and was used a decent bit for Cleveland here, but Arizona, their bullpen, bottom 3 unit the entire year. Eduardo Rodriguez has not been sharp, and he struggles versus lefties, and Cleveland's loaded down with him. Bybee hasn't been sharp either. Maybe an over here, but I think Cleveland can at least score some runs and get this one done at the end of the day here.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at the over myself just because Bybee's been so bad, and Arizona has been putting up runs, and they have a bad bullpen. I just don't know what to expect from Cleveland. Their numbers versus lefties are really good. So you can put up the over for me. I really have to love an over to play it in Arizona. It's just not a park that me or Kyle have had a lot of success in, if I'm being dead honest. But it would only be over for me. Spoon?
I was looking at Arizona here. I know it's gross to try to back Eduardo Rodriguez, but if we look at his last 5 starts, 3 of them have been really good. 0 earned runs pitching into the 7th versus Houston at one of the most offensive parks in baseball in Sutter Park versus the Athletics. 5 innings pitched, just 2 earned runs. And then his last time out, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned versus the Colorado Rockies. This Cleveland team, about a month ago, we were saying just fade them every single time they see a lefty. And I don't think that's changed that much. If we look at some of the batter versus pitcher numbers, the guy that's hit Eduardo Rodriguez the most on this Cleveland team is Jose Ramirez. He's just 7 for 27, a slugging percentage around 550. Not really impressive numbers when you look at him versus a lot of pitchers. So that's the one bat I'm really worried about with the Guardians. Other than that, you're relying on Brian Rocchio to get you home here. And on the other side, Tanner Bybee, we look at his last 5 starts, 4 earned runs versus Kansas City, 4 earned runs versus Minnesota, 4 earned runs versus the White Sox, just 2 versus Miami in 5 2/3. And he did pitch into the 7th versus Baltimore over a month ago, but he still gave up 3 earned runs. This Arizona lineup is just packed with some really good hitting lefties at the top, and Tanner Bibee struggles a little bit more with lefties. I think this is a Diamondback spot. Earlier in the season, it was really hard to trust their bullpen, but if you look at the numbers over the last 30 days, the last 14 days, these bullpens aren't separated by much. Cleveland's 11th in ERA, 10th in weighted on base, and the Diamondbacks are 13th in ERA. So I don't think this is a huge split here. Cleveland has a lot more to play for, but I don't think this is a great game for them. They're on the road. I just lean Arizona.
To your I would say I'd much rather like Cleveland at home as well. So that's it. That is the last game on the board. Unless
Jen,
Kyle.
No, Jen asked. You guys can leave. I just want to. Jen asked about Illinois. So this is why people are excited about Illinois is the offensive line. Jen, Bielema, the head coach, he's known for sending NFL and sending offensive linemen, developing them and turning them into NFL players. So the fact that they have 5 starters back on the offensive line with an offensive line minded head coach like Bielema, they're expecting this to be one of the best offensive lines in the country, not to mention get the quarterback back. And then on the defensive side, the whole secondary is back. All of the linebackers are back. It's just a ton of returning production. That's why everyone's big on Illinois this year, Jen.
Yeah, well, that'll do it. Same time, same place tomorrow. Kyle, is there anything else you need to add?
Nah.